Hello, I'm Steve Cornelius, sports editor of the Commonwealth Journal, and welcome to another edition of the Commonwealth Journal Sports Show. Last week, we sort of talked about the tragic loss of the great Somerset High School female athlete, Brinley Bigelow. Just a devastating loss to the family and the entire community and state. She played softball at the University of Kentucky, so she was known statewide. But she was really known locally real well, and it was just a tough time for the whole community. That being said, this week we had, I'm going to talk to you about two stories we had that are sort of uplifting and just sort of, I guess it was just sort of was a contrast from the tough time we had past couple of weeks ago with her passing. But the first one was first year girls basketball coach at Southwestern High School, Junior Molden. I went to the Pulaski Southwestern girls basketball game at the Wigwam on February 14th, Valentine's Day, and sort of noticed and Coach Junior Molden was nowhere to be found. Come to find out, his oldest daughter, Destiny, had his first grandchild. It was a 9-pound, 2-ounce baby girl. Name is Ava Jo Floyd. So anyway, this sort of a unique story, just the fact that he had a baby girl. She was born just moments before a big crosstown rivalry matchup game, which he missed pretty much most of the first half. But as it was, his assistant Brittany Combs took over, and they pretty much won the game very handily against a team, Pulaski County, who had almost beaten them a few weeks prior at Pulaski County. So it was really a big win for him. But so this is part of his interview I talked to him with a couple of days later. Talked about the whole experience of having his first grandchild and just the way it sort of happened right before a big basketball game.
Just talk about sort of, I guess, and maybe you all have had family jokes, but just an ironic part of a granddaughter coming in, right before a big crosstown rival game.
It's funny. The night before, Steve, I kind of had a feeling. My wife told me she had the feeling, and so I wrote up all of our scouting stuff and everything I wanted to do for Pulaski. It was on our board, and I stayed here till about 10 o'clock that night just preparing, getting everything ready. So it was kind of like something that I expected.
Grandkid, it really has to be something very special.
It's so special. It didn't hit me until it happened, Steve. I was just standing there, and nothing else mattered in the world. A basketball game is just small in the big picture. It was so awesome, and I actually would have stayed longer. My wife ran me out of the room. We had so many people there, and she said, "Go and enjoy your game." I seen we were up on the late camera scores by 15 or so, and so I was. I wanted to sit there and enjoy it more, but everybody else was going to get to, and they let me see her first, so that was really special for me. Something we was talking about once Destiny found out she was going to have a girl. She lives up in Science Hill right now, so I've already talked to her about we're going to have to work something out here in the next 10 years, figure out where she's going to live at. But, yeah, we were when I left the hospital that night, I got here about the second quarter of the game. When I left, I said, I'm going to leave a basketball, and I said, you got to say beat PC. So I was actually getting ready to head this way right around 5 o'clock, and my wife said, she's starting to push. You need to get back over to the hospital. I just left a few minutes before that. And so I got back over there, and I told myself, 5:40, I'm going to head to the gym. I said, I don't know how this works and everything. And I started watching Lake Cumberland Sports at the time, and I seen that Brittany done the interview, and it kind of hit me. You know what? This is all meant to be because Brittany, it was Tim Rice Knight and everything. Brittany played for him. I just thought, you know what? She's got it under control. She's better than me. I've got everything on the board. We'll be fine. I'm going to stay here until my daughter has this baby and have my first grandbabies.
The next story is about a young man. His name is Macon Wilson. You may remember his older brother, Storm Wilson, played football and baseball at Somerset. Went on to play Division I baseball at the University of Kentucky. But Macon Wilson is a senior manager for Somerset High School boys basketball team. And Coach Jaron Dunbar and the entire team decided they was going to do something for him on senior night. They let him dress out. They let him start. They let him play. And as our story in the newspaper, it was Macon Wilson steals the show on senior night, and he basically did. He was carried off the floor after the game. So I just want to run the video we did. I've had hardened grown men tell me that they shed tears watching this. So it is sort of emotional, and it's just a feel-good story. And
our first honoree is Macon Wilson. Denise and Reggie Wilson, also escorted by grandmother Pat Morris and brother Storm Wilson. He has been a member of the boys basketball.
Everything's looked great so far. Okay, now, big thing is we go out and get a win tonight. Okay, they're probably ready to go from the last game we played them, they done a heck of a game. Now, we're one man down, somebody's got to step up, multiple people have to step up. Okay, so all about getting a dang win tonight. All about getting a win tonight. As soon as Macon gets his points, everybody's gonna go crazy, and hey, we're out to get a win. Starting at guard, a senior, number 40,
Your Somerset Circle K is a convenience store and gas station with a wide variety of products for people on the go and is open 24 hours a day for your convenience. For the coldest soft drinks, go to Circle K. For the freshest brewed coffee, go to Circle K. For hot and delicious food for people on the go, go to Circle K. And for premium fuel, go to Circle K. For an excellent car wash, go to Circle K. For people on the go, they go to Circle K. Your Somerset Circle K is conveniently located at 954 South Highway 27 next to light number 10. And remember, go to Circle K. The homer, the dinger, the tater, the goner, the blast, the bomb, a moonshot, deep fly. These are some names for the home run, and this next segment is about home runs. Two different people I'm going to talk about. Number one, Trey Harmon. If you remember him, he was a standout baseball player at Somerset High School. He went on to sign with the University of Kentucky. He's in his sophomore season, and coming out of the gates, he is on fire. He's already got 4 home runs so far, leads the teams. I think the next guy to him has 2 home runs. He's had 9 RBIs, scored 7 runs. He has an on-base percentage of 1.35 5'3", batting well over 300. He's off to a fantastic start. And here's
first pitch to Harmon, blasted high in the air to left. Back goes McGowan, warning track wall, forget about it. Harmon goes deep for the second straight game. This one a 3-run blast out to left.
I did a story this past weekend and did a featuring video on this softball player, Pulaski County High School, and she has just been getting some amazing awards, and she's only a junior. She's played 2 seasons at Pulaski County. The summer of her 8th grade year, she signed to play Division I ball at Mississippi State University. She's already committed to Mississippi State. And she's had she was our player of the year last year. Last year she won the Johnny Bench Award, which is basically Johnny Bench caught in here just like I am, and he mentioned Riley Hall's name as the best female high school catcher in the state of Kentucky. Well, this year, before the softball season, which will start here in a couple of weeks, once we wrap up basketball, she was named the top player in the state, not just a catcher, but the top player, and this is by maxpreps.com. And this is based on her high school play. She plays summer ball for the Tennessee Mojo, so she's just a phenomenal hitter. And the reason I called homer on her is last year she batted .589, almost batting .600. She only had 2 homers, but she had 54 RBIs. She had 63 hits and she had 54 RBIs. So just think about it. Every time she got a hit, she had an RBI, and she had 47 runs, so she scored a lot. But watch these videos of her hitting, and as you'll see, she's going for the fences now. She's and the coach, and I got a segment here of Coach Gover talking about it, where she's now hitting the ball longer. Always before, she hit hard line drives, get on base, she'd get the single, get the double, get the triple. She only had 2 home runs last year, but this year I think that's going to change, because with no warm-up, and when I shot this video, he threw her 4 pitches, and 3 of the pitches she knocked over the fence. And this was just her just cold swinging at the first pitch she saw. So already she's achieved great awards, going to her junior year at Pulaski County as a Lady Maroon softball player. And so if you hadn't got a chance to see her, you need to come out and watch her play. She's a catcher, but a big-time hitter, and I think if anybody has any kind of knowledge of baseball and hitting technique, you'll be able to tell by these videos that this girl can hit the ball.
This year, you will see a bigger breakout as far as runs produced, home runs, because she's been a line drive hitter up to this point. But this year, I think with her workouts that she's been doing, you're getting ready to see a lot of home runs and a lot of long balls.
Hey guys, thanks for stopping in and watching our show. I know it was sort of hodgepodge of different stuff, but just coming up, we've got coming out this weekend, there's an In Touch magazine. One of the lead stories in the magazine this month is on the Fraley's, Coach Fraley, Dave Fraley, John Fraley, Shannon Fraley, and all the Fraley grandkids. Just sort of a unique story about the Fraleys. Coach Dave Fraley has finally retired from coaching himself as one of the all-time win leaders in the state of Kentucky, and now he's still sort of coaching. He shows up to every practice of his sons. John Fraley's head coach of Pulaski. But it's just a family affair. I mean, it's him, his kids, his grandkids. All the boys are active in basketball, all great basketball players. A lot of them are young, 13, 9 years old. Colton Fraley is a senior point guard. He's a standout player for Pulaski this year. So I got that coming up. Also, coming up here in a few weeks, once March Madness and the NCAA tournament starts, we always put out our NCAA tournament preview section. This is generated by Cat's Paws. It's just a great in-depth countdown of every team. And if you're doing a bracket in your office or with friends or whatever, you need this magazine or this little section because it has a little bit of information on every team that's in the tournament, and it gives you a good outlook. Cut. Starting in 1, 2, 3. Also, coming up in March, we will have the NCAA men's basketball tournament, and to go with that, we have our NCAA tournament preview section. This is a special section that we put in our paper that we get the information from the Cat's Paws, and it has a profile of every team. Has some stuff on University of Kentucky, of them going into the tournament and stuff, but it also previews all the teams, their records, their starters, their players, and this gives you a good look at some teams coming in. So if you're doing your a bracket, with at work or with a group of your friends, this is a good supplement to have to be able to evaluate some teams in this. So we'll be looking for that too. So once again, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you here in a couple of weeks. Thank you.